You just had a great meeting with a prospect. They smiled, nodded, they even said that they liked your approach to helping them. Then you present the deal, they look at it, they say, "Yeah, sounds great, we'll be in touch." Nothing. No email, no call, no text, just complete silence. In this video, I'm going to show you why this happens, but not only just why this happens, but how to get more people to actually say yes to moving forward with your MSP so you can truly close more deals. Because this is the second most common thing I hear from you guys is I sent them the proposal and crickets. It's terrible. It stinks to feel that way. You're not exactly sure what to do. You're not even sure you put on your best day ever. You explain the value and nothing comes out of it. That's what we're addressing in today's video. How are you doing? My name is Harrison Barron from growth-generators.com. We help MSPs grow, whether that's teaching you how to sell your services the right way to get more people to say yes, or teaching you how to build an unlimited number of leads coming into your MSP business. That is what we are here to do. If you want to head over to our website, growth-generators.com, we have a ton of stuff from our resources or our programs, better yet, MSP Heroes or a launchpad for brand new MSPs. Tons of resources in here. You can go through, grab the resources. There's tons of free ones, acronym cheat sheets, sales sheets, objection handling worksheets that literally guide you through pricing objections, landing your first clients step by step. And we have some additional resources as well. Vendor perks. We have a full Discord of, I think, 1,300 plus people, events at where we're going to be, and some additional things as well you can find under services. If you'd like to learn more about us, head over to growth-generators.com. It would mean the world to me. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of today's video. So why don't people actually buy? You did a great job, right? You went in there, you gave it your all, you're super excited, you had the proposal in hand. Typically, this is going to be over 2 meetings. First meeting, you're hopefully going to go and attend, hopefully record it so you hear everything going on. You maybe make some mental notes or verbal notes of what you should do for the proposal. You're halfway there. You show up the next time, you got the proposal in hand, and you're ready for them to sign. You walk them through it and they say, "Everything looks good. We're going to think about it," right? And then it's nothing. But why do they actually do this? Why do people not end up buying? Well, there's a core problem that they see, right? Or they feel. They don't feel like they fully understand enough. And you haven't discovered enough pain for them to say, "Yeah, okay, that makes sense," right? They don't trust you. And that's a massive, massive problem. In many cases, I have been competing against other MSPs and they're like, "You're the first person I feel like actually gets us. Like, I feel like I could actually trust you with our business." We are in the very rare case. I never have my keys on my desk, but we're in the very rare case. When we do business with another business, they are giving us the keys to the castle. One wrong move in our world, and we could shut down every single thing that they do. It's the only business that this actually happens. Think about it, right? If you're a pressure washing company, all right, one truck goes down, you probably still have other trucks. The whole operation doesn't shut down. The way they collect money, the way they bill, all their files, all their data doesn't just go down, right? It's really important that they feel enough kind of stress throughout this process and they don't feel like they're getting swindled through the entire thing. They don't clearly see what's actually in front of them and what happens if they wait. We say it all the time. It's not a matter of if you're going to get hacked. It's a matter of when you're going to get hacked. Maybe you guys don't say that, but I've heard it a million times, right? It's important that we can hear this and we can understand this and say this to the client, right? You're not in a features race. You're in a belief building process. It's a bit different, right? It's not selling all the features that you have. Let me give you a little bit of an example. Client says, "Hey, we're all set," but their emails aren't secure and their backups are spotty. They don't feel the risk yet, right? They think that their emails are secure. They think that their backups are good enough. And you know what, if it goes down. But they don't fully understand the depth of the situation. And that's our job, right? We have to come to the table and be professional salespeople because 9 times out of 10, they're not a professional buyer. And not only are they not a professional buyer, They don't always know the right questions to ask us to answer their thoughts and problems that they're facing in their own mind. So I want to give you the resolution for this because there's usually a gap, right, in the actual sale. So step one, you have to sell the problem, not the solution. And I hear way too many MSPs out there selling the solution, right? Well, we have the greatest antivirus and we have the best backup that backs up every 1.5. Calm down. All right. That's not what they actually care about. And instead of jumping to here's what we have to offer, take the time to dig into their pain problems because their pain problems are going to be very different than the next customer's pain problems. You want to ask questions like, what's your plan if you did get hit with ransomware? Do you have the money for a Bitcoin? Do you have any remediation plan? Do you have a backup at least? Right? And you can start to get their wheels turning. Little pro tip, by the way, throughout this. If you give some silence asking these questions or after asking these questions, it one gives the prospect time to think, but two adds a massive amount of kind of like stress to the situation or suspense in the situation, right? What's your downtime tolerance, right? In dollars. In some cases, depending on the business, they might be like, what are you talking about? If you were to go down, how long could you be down for until you start losing money? Is it 5 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour? They're gonna be like, what? If I went to the server and unplugged it right now, and you didn't have any way of getting back up, how long till you start losing money? Now, if they say immediately, they need to buy from you, right? And it's about getting them through that process. But if they're like, I could go a couple hours, there's probably not enough pain there to get them to say yes to potentially the services that you're selling. If your team's remote, how do you actually track the accountability or what they're actually doing? Are you just taking what they do at face value, or are you concerned that they're not working to the fullest potential? And then stop talking. We want to get them talking. Then mirror back what they said. Now, if you don't know what mirroring is, right, it's about talking about, they're going to say, what would you do in the case of getting hit with ransomware? I don't know what I would do if I got hit with ransomware. I think we have a backup. Okay, let's play a game of make pretend. Let's say you did have a backup. Hoping that you do. What does that process look like for you? I would probably call you guys to help us restore it from a backup, and hopefully there's one there. So you're going to call me, who has no idea if you guys have a backup, and hope that you have data stored on an external hard drive next to the server that's relevant and updated enough to get your business going. Is that what I'm hearing correctly? And then stop talking, right? It's about that impact. They said something, I've kind of mirrored it back in a strange way of just, this sounds kind of crazy the way that you're talking to me, right? It's a little weird. Now, step number 2 to this whole process. Make the offer feel safe. People are allergic to risk. They just don't want it. Nobody wants risk. It's very rare that people do like risk. And the people that do like risk jump out of planes, drive F1 cars, all the crazy stuff, right? Nothing against that. I've jumped out of planes myself, right? It's a heck of a lot of fun, but not something I'd want to do every day, right? But for the right person, that's what they love. They love the risk. Most business owners don't want that much risk. Or if they do want risk, they want a certain level of risk. But clients are scared of risk. They're scared of locking in, right? They're afraid of that long-term contract. And worse than anything else, they don't want to appear stupid or dumb in front of their bosses, partners, spouses, whatever it is. Because then they look really, and then they're like, well, I messed up. And now not only that, but I'm going to have to hear about it from my peers, right? That's the worst thing ever. So how do we lower that resistance to actually going in with it, right? Now, if it's risk, give them an onboarding plan. Hey, just so you know, I know that you might be a little shaky on this whole thing. Totally get it. Here's our free onboarding guide, right? You can head over to growth-generators.com/resources and grab somewhere in here. There is a free onboarding guide. Hopefully I can find it in time for this video. Free onboarding guide. Perfect. Right there, right? Proof is in the pudding. You can go grab that and use it for your MSP right now. hey, this is the onboarding guide or onboarding plan that we follow. So you know exactly where you are throughout the process. Now, to lock in, share like, what is it like? What would it be like, or what would you imagine success would look like if you decided to work with us? Right? Well, it would be all these great things and get them actually talking about it. Right? This is going to help build into that risk, making them feel more confident, but also help not look dumb in front of their peers, right? You could also offer starter services. If they're afraid of lock in, you can get them to go in with basic services. You can start them off with print managed services if that's what you want to sell, VoIP services if that's what you want to sell. Shout out to OIT VoIP. Got the homies over there, right? Those are huge ways that you can get your foot in the door. I've also heard project fees are great. I shouldn't say I heard. I know that they're a great way to get your foot in the door, but you could go in with a variety of different things. If you really are truly, and you believe to your core, the best MSP out there, I've seen some crazy things. Hey, 30-day money back guarantee. First 3 months, no contract. If you don't love it, call us up, cancel whenever you want. Boom. Maybe even combining those, right? And last but not least, you can mention guarantees or out clauses if you offer them. Hey, if we fail to do this, by the time in this time period, you could just move on. And it prevents lock-in, prevents them looking dumb. Hey, you know what? I took a risk on these guys. They fell through. We're all scot clear. We're all free and clear. Perfect, right? This is truly the impact that you can have on people's businesses. And now you're avoiding that risk, that lock-in. And the worst one, in my opinion, is looking dumb in front of their bosses or peers or partners or spouses, right? That's the worst one. Now, step 3 to this whole thing. We have to make it a collaborative effort. It's the most important thing when it comes to this. You could get away with steps 1 and 2, but part 3 of this is we have to make it a collaborative effort. It can't just be a, hey, this is what I'm pitching. I hate the word pitch. You're not pitching. You're solving a problem with your solution, but it's how you get there. The pitch shouldn't feel like a pitch. You want to invite them into the next steps. Hey, want me to show you what this would look like in your business? If I could wave my favorite line of all time, my MSP heroes know this. If I could wave a magic wand and make everything perfect for you, what would that look like? And they're going to tell me everything that they want me to do. And I can go now to say, hey, look, I took notes on everything that you just told me. That's exactly what I'm going to do in my first 30, 60, 90 days. But you want to focus on partnership and not this like I'm pressuring you into buying. And you could always ask for permission, not pressure, right? You don't want to force it down their throat. You want it to be a collaborative effort. Hey, if it would make you feel any more comfortable, can I map out a transition plan from going from your previous provider to us, what it would look like? Here's best case scenario. They give us the admin passwords and logins and all that good stuff. They remove all their stuff. We put all our stuff on. Best case scenario. Worst case scenario, we have to go on the server. We have to manually override. We have to kick all their stuff out, do a super deep clean, all that good stuff. That's the worst case scenario. But here's probably what's going to happen. They'll give us some passwords. We're probably going to yell at them and say they didn't give us everything because they probably didn't, but we'll get most of it and then we'll figure out the rest of it on the way there. But if you don't like your current provider, this is probably what's going to happen because in most cases, as much as I like to give everyone the benefit of the doubt, it's rarely they're giving us everything that we need in one shot, unfortunately. So this is what it could actually look like. You want to focus on that partnership and you don't want to paint the picture of anyone being bad, but you want to make it like, hey, this, if worse comes to worse, this is what it would actually look like if we were to move forward today. That makes them feel amazing. And then they might throw in some objections at you. This all sounds good, but it's too expensive, right? I need to think about it. We're happy with our current guy. If you get any of those, I'm not going to go through that. I've already made tons of videos on objections. There's somewhere in here. It's a totally free, there it is, free objection handling worksheet. I'll put that worksheets down in the video description and the podcast description if you're listening to it on the podcast. But it's really important to be prepared for those objections. But if they're not saying no, you have to follow those 4 steps. And I'm going to recoup it for you, but only if you hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. If you type out a little comment. Harrison, I like the bookshelf. I like the fire department mask. Harrison, your hair still hasn't grown. Whatever you want to say. I appreciate the heck out of you for even being here. So, 4 steps. Step one, sell the problem, not the solution. Step number two, make the offer feel safe. Have to make it feel safe. They don't want to take risk. They don't want to be locked in. They don't want to look dumb in front of their peers. Have to make it look safe. Number three, make it a collaborative close or collaborative effort. It's not me versus you. It's a partnership. Focus on partnership, right? And then fourth, get the buy-in from them. You have to get the buy-in from them. No pressure. Hey, this is what it's going to look like throughout the entire process with us. You have to go through it and be ready for the objections because they may come. That's step 4 too. You got to be prepared because they might go through it all. Okay, look, this all looks good. I actually just heard this today. Everything looks good. It's just a little too expensive. Okay. Compared to what? What's it? What are we comparing it to? Your previous provider that you don't like because I'm here? Because right now you're spending your time, your energy, and your effort on fixing problems, and you're spending your money with them who's not fixing your problems. I wouldn't be that aggressive depending on the client, but I'm just making you aware, right? Be prepared for those objections. That's step 4. They might come up with something else, but you've closed that gap. And then once you crush those objections, you have to ask for the close. Hey, we've covered a lot. We've gone through some things. I totally get it. You might be a little uneasy. I think I'd probably put that to rest. Hopefully, if I didn't, let me know. There's no objections, it doesn't sound like. Are you ready to do business? I'd love to work with you. I think you're going to be a great client for us. Stop talking and let the pressure rise. Because at that point, if you've made them feel great, you've crushed those main things that are going to prevent them from buying, that risk, that lock-in and looking dumb in front of other people, right? And they're out there, you've crushed the objections. At that point is when they're going to move forward. And I've been through this way too many times myself. Trust me, it'll take time and practice. Grab a peer, practice with a friend, role play a little bit. You'll get there. Grab the objection cheat sheet. If you want to grab and you're a little struggling too, you want some free sales tips, check out our battle card. This is what it looks like. This is the front side. Backside's marketing. You can grab it too. It's in the free resources that we have. But truthfully, you got this. I believe in you. Let me know how your sales go. Love the heck out of you guys. Check out the Discord, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you guys.